All right, so today we are going to make an app for my company that they're going to demo at BlackHat. Um, Hilariously, I was asked to build out the whole app. Talked to one of their designers and maybe some ideas and components, which I'll kind of show. Um, but for the most part, I'm kind of on my own. So the technical folks are building a computer vision exploit. I've got some early instructions on what the app should look like. This is kind of startup life here where the product manager, the engineers are building some important stuff. And so the product manager needs to build this out. So, so anyways, as I've kind of in my other videos shown, how I like to do this is create the instructions for Replit in ChatGPT. And I've kind of found the each time I do this, instead of kind of firing off something in Replit for each milestone, better just update the situation in ChatGPT, ask them to create the milestones for that and put that together. And then kind of, if you're just like a monkey brain, you got all this stuff going on, just put it all in there and say, help me organize this. So that's how one's going. Design a computer vision exploit experience. Wanted to build and deploy this with Replit. I want React components, and shout out to JC for, pointing me toward, I think it's mu or mui.com for some great components. Um, Added a hot or not picture from Silicon Valley. Sorry, hot dog or not. The famous Silicon Valley computer vision app experience, just for the like a general like what the look is for. Um, got some spelling errors here. Plugged in the camera that the app team or the marketing team wants to use. I don't know if that's going to mean anything right now, but just throwing it in there. And then kind of most important is like create a project plan with specific milestones. Each of those should build on each other through sequential prompts to the Replit AI agent. Once you build this plan, everything's good. Start with milestone one. And just creating this in a project form kind of helps keep the prompts organized. Sometimes you find that the whole thing happens in, I don't know, like maybe just one whole prompt. But as you kind of work on like design components or the integration with the web app or webcam, like it's kind of fun to have them as different lanes within your project. So if you aren't using the project functionality, um, I would start kind of organizing your projects like that. So it's, seems okay. Um, I don't like it's not a ton of stuff, but like this seems like a pretty basic project. I don't know if that's actually what I'm looking for. Make the so milestone one seems pretty lightweight. Please turn that into the exact instructions I will give to Replit AI agent. Get this project going. And I think if you see my other videos from this point, um, this first one can kind of take a little bit. So I might pause this depending on where we're at. But so I'll stick that in here. Da, 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 da. Okay, seems good. It's apparently going to install that. I don't know if it's going to do that, but install MuJoy UI. Is that actually going to happen? Maybe I'll set that for another. Feels like it's too much. So I'm just going to cut that out right now. And then um, I'll let Replit kind of give it its own touch here. So this is the button that basically improves the prompt from what's going through. Colors, padding, design, and get this thing going. So I'm going to pause for a second here and we'll be right back. actually have the Replit app, so I might actually just notify when ready here. I don't know if y'all have used this functionality, but it just seems like a pretty kind of useful. Okay. Okay, so this looks pretty good. I've got this initial kind of bounding box or future camera feed placeholder, live code placeholder. There's not much here yet, but it's a good start. And I don't know, it's just took a couple minutes here. So I'm gonna go back to ChatGPT. I'm gonna give it a picture just because I think that sometimes gives context. Please give me the next instructions for the Replit agent based. I think it's like I said in a couple of these videos, it's just like all about giving the context, like what is the next context that you can give to these models to help it do better. And I think before I was like, this is so easy, just like I don't like this, do something better. Um, and it gets you get built into a corner, I think, so much easier that way in like a negative way where the architecture sucks or like it's just not what you're getting for it, and you just go back and forth with the agent about what you want. Okay, so this looks good. I'm gonna give it these instructions. Boom. So this one's gonna give a little bit more around the webcam and bounding box overlay. The thing that I'm kind of worried about is sometimes, you tell it to build something like this, and it will build it with demo data or build it in a way that visually gets the job done, but is not actually technically hooked up in the way you want it. Um, and so I think that's one of the next levels of experience in these of like looking around corners a little bit. Okay, apparently wants to use my camera, so we'll see how that goes next. Allow. Is it going to show me? This would be pretty cool if it did this. You're going to see this me live, or it's just gassing me up. Yes, I will add a database because we're going to start to need that. Um, so humorous that it's unclear right now if it's actually um, working camera, and like sometimes it just like gasses you up. So, but it would be one of those like fun moments I think for me if it actually did that. Okay, let's get mile down 3 instructions. The camera will work. Okay, so I think I'm liking where it's going. I'm kind of interested in what this live code placeholder is going to look like. Okay, database is set up. Great. I guess we're going to need a user auth system. Okay, I'm going to do this. Pause. My dog needs to go outside apparently, so I'm going to go do that. So, like I said, it's just like showing random stuff, I think. I'm pretty sure. Okay, convincing simulation of live AI code execution. Looks pretty good. Say yes, it is creating a desired effect. Mm, okay, well, it just blew up. So okay, so this looks good. I'm gonna have to troubleshoot this real quick. Actually, just kind of curious, what does this look like right now? Allow. Okay, so it's still not showing my camera, which would be kind of cool if it did that. But so I'm gonna go back to refresh this, go back to GPT, say it's showing. Um, real-time simulated code. Eventually, I want real streaming data from the camera, from the exploit. Would be number one thing I am interested in, or the camera feed to let me know which one is great. And I'll probably talk to engineers too about, which ones actually we'll get to. So, okay. Okay. Um, yes. So next one is the styling. So I'm actually kind of curious if the styling is gonna be cool. Um, okay, so I'm gonna send this to one of the engineers. Miriam. Okay, so I'm gonna move to milestone 4. Let's move to milestone 4 for now, and just don't build us into a corner. um, Give me the exact font for. Okay, so it does keep on crashing over here, but maybe I'm not that worried about it right now. So it's looking pretty good. When I restart this, I think it just goes all the way down here. And once it fills this whole thing up, does it pause? Yeah, it's kind of cool. Okay, so the next prompt, I'm gonna throw this in here. Okay. Don't hard code in backend data, just style and component theming only. Okay. Yeah, so it did at least hear me when I said don't build us in a corner. We'll see where this gets us. Okay, so the only other two milestones after this are add exploit trigger and final outcome state and polish for deployment. So I don't know how long this recording has been going so far, but this is the entire project that we're probably putting together. And obviously the heavy lifting is probably going to come from the actual engineer in the integration here. But, um, we're looking pretty good right now. Okay, this is like a little bit more of like a matrix style colorway, which I don't know. I was kind of hoping for like a more janky, like tan and red, but it loves old school AI's neon green. I don't know what it is about it. I love neon green too, so maybe that's part of the problem. But okay, I think we might do the last milestone. Last milestone, the fifth one. Do the milestone. The camera feed. It's like crazy annoying as far as the lighting. I was talking to a designer earlier today, and he was saying that he thinks that the design job is going to be maybe gone for tech in the next couple of years. I think one of the things that's going to stay around is everyone gets access to these tools, or at least people who are in this space, is taste is going to be really important. So, like, I can tell this thing all day what to do, but at a certain point, all these things are just going to look the same. If everyone's doing exactly what I'm doing, all these apps are going to look exactly the same, which is kind of depressing. But I think there's going to be a whole renaissance of designers and artists again. Basically, like, what should these things look like? And that's going to be a serious skill. So whether you're looking at architecture, art, reading, um, like developing taste as a product person or designer or even engineer is going to be like the next layer after mastering these tools. And these tools get better every month anyway. So maybe it's not going to be that hard. People are looking back at these YouTube videos and being like, was this even a AI mode? Okay, so great. Um, so yeah, now I'm get off my soapbox, but for the people that are building with these tools, I think that's going to be one layer of you've arrived. And I think those designers, you got to kind of evolve maybe too, and just can't just be like, hey, I'm not going to be technical. Or maybe you can. There'd probably be like one percenters of product engineers, designers that can just like fully focus on that craft. But I think most of us are going to have to compete in a place where those all converge. And having excellent or interesting taste, I think, is going to be a big differentiator. Okay, I think I'm probably going to end with this and share this with the team. Um, Run exploit. Oh, this is actually pretty good. See what this looks like on the locally. I'm like still confused if it's gonna have like camera. Maybe it's competing with Zoom, so I might have to shut that down. But pause, Zoom, AI mode, crashed. Okay, well, all right. Well, hope you like this version. I'll keep on working on this. You might see this video prior to the BlackHat deal. Kind of fun to showing like how you built this, but that's it for now. All right, thanks, y'all. Happy coding.